If you're looking to get ripped, get jacked, bigger, and you're putting in all this work, but you're not seeing the results for your effort, watch this video. I was in your same shoes, and I'm gonna break down the exact formula, how to crack that code and start seeing results. So I was just like you, what I would consider a hard gainer. I was a skinny kid in freshman year of high school. I probably weighed about 130, 35 pounds. And my parents, they had a hand-me-down bench press weight set. Obviously, I wanted to get bigger. I was playing sports, so why not? We need a bench press, right? And so I had one of the old sets, and the weights were all rusted. The bar wasn't even an Olympic bar. It was like a skinny, like 1-inch bar. And how I would do it, every night I would go down to the garage and I would do bench press. And how I would do it, I had no rhyme, reason of how to lift at all. So what I would do is me and my buddy down the street, we would just pyramid set all the way up to a 1 rep max. So it would just be doing like 10 reps, adding 5 every set. And we would get up to a 1 rep max, and then I would pyramid set down. That shit didn't work, basically. And I always, even in college, I was always a hard gainer. I played Division I baseball, and I still couldn't put on weight. And I finally cracked the code, and I'm so excited to share this with you because I don't want you to go through all the stuff that I had to. So watch this video. I'm gonna break down the simple formula of how to put on size and see the results that you want. All right, tip number 1, you're not gonna grow if you don't get your food in order. It's like having a Lamborghini or a Ferrari and no gas to put in the car to get anywhere. So what's the use of actually having this great car? You have to have your food in check. And I know a lot of you are like, I'm going to the gym, I'm putting all this sweat equity in, but I'm not seeing the muscles. It's because you're not eating right. You have to know your macros. What are macros, Mike? What the hell are macros? I didn't know what macros were before. It's very simple. My 10-year-old nephew knows what macros are. It's proteins, fats, and carbs. You have to know foods that go under protein, foods that go under carbs, and foods that are fat. It's essential for you. If you really want to grow, this is what you got to know. On top of that, you actually have to know how to calculate your macros too, and I'm going to tell you right now. So let's say if you're 150 pounds, your carbohydrate intake will be 150 grams. You just take your body weight. Those are going to be your carbs to start. And so for your protein, I want you to take lean body mass. So let's take that 150 pound person. He's probably 125 to 135 pounds of lean body mass. So if you were to go on bodybuilding.com, it would tell you 1 gram of protein per body pound. So that would be 150 grams. You don't need all that protein. What you need is you just want to go off of lean body mass. And then as far as fat intake, it's going to be anywhere from 25 grams to 40 grams of fat. This is where I want you to start. Now, a lot of people see magazines and they're like, oh, I want to eat what Michael B. Jordan's eating. He's eating 6,000 calories, or I want to eat what Michael Phelps is eating, 10,000 calories. Don't do that. You want to start at your caloric intake of what I just told you and work your way up. That's a good start for you right there. All right, number 2 is that you need a plan. What's that old saying? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So often I own a gym and I'm working out and I gotta focus on my workouts, but I see so many of even my members, even in your gym, you're probably one of them, is that you don't have a plan. You're jumping from one exercise to another, and there is no rhyme or reason. What you need is a plan, and you need to stick to the damn plan. And I love this one. I love this style of working out. This is what I put my clients on. It's push, pull, legs, or a bro split. So I really love push-pull legs. You should have one day where you're just doing push exercises. So that's where you're working out your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. And then another day where you're working out pull exercises, where you're working out your biceps, all your back muscles, your traps, your rhomboids, everything. And then you have your leg day. And then that's where you could basically do every leg exercise that you know. But you need a plan. And the plan doesn't need to change. Like so often, even my clients, they'll be like, can I get new workouts? I'm like, no, this is part of the problem is that every time you go into the gym, you're doing something different. You have to stick to that same plan and do this over the course of 4 to 12 weeks and progress with that. So if you're trying to get bigger though, here's the problem. You have to do bodybuilding style workouts, hypertrophy style workouts. So when I played sports, they had us doing sled runs. They had us doing plyometrics. We were running around. We were sweating. We were running miles. We were doing sprints. Honestly, all that shit doesn't work. Like, is there a place for it? Yes, it does work. Will you see some growth? Yes. But if you're trying to optimize and maximize your frame and your physique, that's not the best way. What you need is bodybuilding style workouts, and it's anaerobic style workouts. So push, pull, legs, and that's what it is. That's what you got to do. Before I get to my next point, make sure you like and subscribe so I can keep helping people. Tip number 3 is track your damn workouts. So remember the old bodybuilders? I don't know if you follow any bodybuilders, but all the old bodybuilders they'd be walking around with their journals, and they have like journals from year after year of just working out. It has all their reps, all their sets, their exercises, and it's like their freaking Bible. Well, nowadays we have our phone, and like for my clients, I have my app, my personal app, where I customize all the workouts with their sets, their reps, their rest periods, their exercises. The point is that you have to track your workouts. So I don't even remember what weights I use from week to week. Last week, I don't even know what I did on my exercises. How are you going to remember what you did? Especially after doing, like I said, push exercises, pull exercises, leg exercises. You got to be tracking your workouts. And you have to do more than you did last time. So let's say you were doing dumbbell incline bench press and you hit 8 reps. Well, the next time that workout and that exercise falls on your calendar and it's your time to do it, I want you to hit at least 9 reps. That's how you're going to get better. You got to do that with every single exercise that you do. So you're either getting stronger or you're doing more volume. So you're either going to go up in your weight. Let's say you used 50 pounds. Well, next time use 55. If you don't want to use a higher weight, you could do more reps. And I'll get to how many reps that you should do in an exercise in a second. But there's various ways of getting stronger. So you could either do more weight, more reps, and then here's the key right here that a lot of people are missing is you're not growing because your intensity isn't there. You're not putting enough heart, is what I would call heart. You're not like really taking it to the extreme where you need to take it, and you don't have that mind-muscle connection. Those are ways of how you're actually going to get stronger. How many reps do you do? This is such a great topic. I struggled with this for a long time. I finally figured it out. When I was young, people would tell me, oh yeah, you want to get bigger, right? Oh yeah, you got to do low reps, 1 to 3 reps, 1 to 5 reps. I tried that. I wasn't eating properly, but I tried that. I damn near broke myself off. Like if you're a beginner and even intermediate, low reps is not going to get you bigger. You want to stay in that hypertrophy zone. That's going to be anywhere from 7 to 12 reps. And what I do for my clients is you want a mix of different rep schemes. So for my clients, I'll have 2 compound lifts, 2 bigger movements. That could be compound movements are multi-joint movements. So like a bicep curl, that's a single movement right there. A single joint movement right there. So like a deadlift or a bench press or a shoulder press, those are multi-joint movements. Those are bigger movements that are gonna require more energy expenditure, more muscle, those exercises are going to be what puts on the actual size on your body. You have to do those. So if you're just doing bicep curls and like tricep extensions, you're not going to get bigger. You want to do those compound movements, but the question is, how many reps do you do? I want you to stay within that hypertrophy zone of anywhere, and it's tough for me to say, but I'll say 6 to 12 reps during those compound movements. After those 2 compound lifts that you do, I have my clients start upping the rep ranges. So like for bicep curls, it's a smaller muscle group. For calves, you're not going to do 6 reps. You want to do probably about 15 to 20 reps. For rear delts, you're going to want to do 15 to 20. For tricep extensions, same thing. But for bigger compound movements, deadlifts, all the squats, I mean, if you're doing 15 reps, might as well not go aerobic and stick in that anaerobic style and stick with 6 to 12 reps. Hope that makes sense, but drop a message down below and I could reach out to you and help you or answer the question. But that's how you want to break it down. You want a mixture of medium reps and high reps. So have you ever seen the guy or girl in the gym who's like sweating, breathing heavy, and they're jumping all over the place, doing jumping jacks, doing bench press, doing push-ups, doing burpees? All that stuff, that's aerobic exercise. Like if you truly want to get bigger, you're going to have to stick to the anaerobic activity, and sweating doesn't mean that you're getting bigger. Breathing heavy doesn't mean that you're getting bigger. You're actually working out your cardiorespiratory system. And what I want you to do is, it's okay for you to take longer rest periods. I want you to focus on stretching and contracting and putting load on the actual muscle that you're working out. So if you're doing squats, I don't want you giving out because your cardio is giving out. I want you to give out because your muscles are giving out, not your cardio. So pick the right weight where you can fail anywhere from 6 to 12 reps instead of failing until you're like basically gasping for air. There's a big difference there. However, there are times where we will be doing pump sets, FST 7 sets, where we'll be doing shorter rest periods. Well, like I have my clients do an FST 7. Look him up, Hanny Rambod. He's the one who made this up. Fascia stretch training. And that's where you're just trying to pump as much blood into the muscles for it to grow. And what you would do is you would do like 7 sets of 15 reps, and you would rest anywhere from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. But typically, across the board, general rule, you're not going to you want to rest about a minute to 3 minutes. That's how you're going to really put that load and that stress on that muscle. I keep pointing to my chest because whatever, but like your legs, your back, whatever, your glutes, whatever the movement is. So back to the food. Macros, macros, macros. Like I tell my team, I say, if you ain't tracking, you ain't stacking. Seriously, all that work in the gym and you're not going to eat right, I mean, you might as well just stop, because the food is what's going to make you bigger. So a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I'm eating Rice Krispies, I'm eating Pop-Tarts, I'm having my Sour Patch gummies because of the pump. I'm trying to get this pump on. And I'm like, dog, like that pump don't matter. All those little tricks that you're trying to do don't matter when you're 28% body fat. That matters when you in single digit body fat. When you eat those simple carbs, that's what's going to make you feel all veiny and get that good pump. But if you're 20 plus body fat, just stick to the chicken and rice. Stick to the basics, because over the next year, what it's not about who can eat the most Rice Krispies and all these simple carbs. It's who can consume the most chicken and rice, steak and potatoes, who can consume the best bodybuilding foods. You want to eat bodybuilding foods in order to build your body. So, like I said, I'm going to put a food list down below, But you got to know what are some proteins, what are carbs, and what are fats. You should know that like the back of your hand. That way, if you go to, you're traveling, you're at restaurants, if you're wherever, you comprehend what you're doing. That way you can stay progressing on your goals. This is what happens with a lot of people. They're like, well, I was traveling, so I just ate like shit. I'm like, well, if I was traveling, I would be able to keep going on my progression. So know your stuff. Know your stuff. That way you can stay on track. All right, before I get in this next point, I want to remind you, I was a hard gainer. I've made every mistake. Growing Muscle book, right? And that's why I gotta lace people up on how to actually build muscle, because I have made all these. Check it out. I've gone to the point of grinding up my protein and carbs, grinding it up in a damn blender, because I was so sick of eating that I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this. I'm going to drink it. I've tried every weight gain powder. Don't waste your money on it. It's literally, I've wasted thousands of dollars on weight gain shakes. It doesn't work. You have to eat real food. But this is my point. Do not follow what Michael B. Jordan's doing, what Michael Phelps is doing, whatever top athlete is doing. They're on their own caloric progression. So you'll see, oh, he's eating 6,000 calories. That's what I should eat. No, like I said in the beginning, you want to have your baseline macronutrient breakdown. And the key is, here's the point, is you slowly want to increase your carbs over the course of the next year, over the next 8 to 12 months. That's how long you want to bulk for. Then you cut. Usually I have my clients cut first to increase insulin sensitivity. That way, when we do start adding in more carbs, their body uptakes it so well that it goes straight to the muscles and it's not adding to fat. So here's what people make the mistake of is they'll jump from eating 150 grams of carbs to trying to eat 500 grams of carbs. I'm like, dog, your metabolism isn't ready to uptake that. You want to slowly up it about 10% every week. So that would be the next week, you're going to be eating 165 grams of carbs. The next week after that, you're going to be around 185. And then we'll just see if you're actually looking the way you want to look. You want to go after the look, and then to see if the scale is changing. That's how you want to do it. All right, so I know you're probably wondering, well, what about sleep, Mike? What about sleep? Well, there's two types of people. When it comes to sleep, there's the guy who says, well, I need my 8 hours. I only got 6 hours of sleep. Oh, I feel tired. I'm not going to go to the gym. You know, I'm going catabolic. I got to recover. I got to rest. You know what? Like, that guy needs to sack the fuck up. That guy just needs to hit the gym. Go harder on those days. Eat your meals. Go harder. That you're fine. You're not going to be sacrificing muscle as long as you're doing resistance training and you're hitting your protein needs, you're good. Now, obviously, I do want you to, if it's one day, you're good. Even if it's a whole week, you're fine. If it's just make a change, get more hours of sleep. But if it's 1 or 2 days, just sack up and figure it out. Here's the other guy though. This is the guy that I worry about. It's the guy who's partying, who's good Monday through Thursday, hitting his weights, hitting his meal plan, and then he's not getting the proper rest and recovery because he's partying, he's drinking, and he's sabotaging and definitely going catabolic during those moments. That's the guy where I'm like, yo, you need to actually figure out what your priorities are and if you actually want to gain muscle. Because doing that, trust me, I did that for a long time. You're not going to get anywhere. You got to make a change. All right, so those are my tips on how you can get bigger, and I hope that helps. It's a formula. It's about your workouts, it's about your nutrition, and it's about your habits. If you have any questions, just drop a question down below and I'll answer it. But I hope this helps. If it has helped, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and share it to your other hard gainer friends. Share it to the people that need to put on some size and they haven't been able to.